Am I money obsessed? Or am I just someone who can't afford not to be? Last night I was watching a YouTube video and I had to pause it and gasp because this girl said exactly what I was going through and I almost lost my shit. I always thought something was wrong with me. And before I tell you guys what she said, I want to tell you something my mom said to me. Not once, not twice, a few times actually. She said, Angie, what you like or what you... I'm going to translate. That's in English, Angie, you like money too much. You like money too much. And you know what? She's right. I do like money too much. But for a while, it's kind of just sat with me. I'm like, what's wrong with that? I've always been defensive about being told that I like money too much. What's wrong with that? Yeah, I like money. Who doesn't? And I know that I like money more than the average person. I admit that. And in a way, I've kind of taken that and just run with it. Yes, I like money too much. Hi, my name is Angie and I love money too much. But that's easy to say to someone, right? There is a source of that money obsession, or whatever you call it. Yeah, it's an obsession, I admit. That stems from somewhere, right? I like money too much, but can I afford not to like money too much? I don't come from a family where I could just relax. Not to bash any of my parents, they're hardworking people, but I don't see them as a backup option in my life. I don't see them as this bed that I can fall back on if things don't go well for me. I've always thought of myself as the only person that can take care of me. Since I was 16 or 17, I believe 17 was the last time that I've asked my parents for financial support, asked them for money. Can you help me out with this? I've always paid for things for myself. I've always wanted to work hard and make my own money to be independent. But before I go on a tangent, I will tell you what this girl said that made me gasp for air because I couldn't believe someone else felt this way. And honestly, I feel so validated and it gave me this inspiration to talk about this and maybe someone else can feel less crazy too. So there's a content creator online. She's a British creator. I think she's 25. Her name's Mia McGrath. And she was on Patricia Bright's podcast. Patricia Bright is also a content creator. She's an OG creator. She's been around for over a decade. And she talks about personal finances a lot, making money, especially as a woman, especially as a Black woman. She says making $1 million is easy. I'm not on that level, so I can't speak to that. But I love to watch her content because I also am someone that aspires to be a millionaire. So Mia now said something. She said that she has an obsession, or used to have an obsession, with tallying up her money. Every other day, every other week, she would actually get a calculator out on her phone, go across all the different accounts and tally up everything that she has to see how much she's worth. Hi, I'm Angie and I do that too, okay? And I used to think that was crazy, but hearing her say that, I was like, oh my God, I feel less alone. And this habit only started a few, 6 months ago, because I had a financial goal that I was trying to meet. And now that I've met it, I find myself tallying a lot less. Which brings me to the topic of this conversation. Is my mother right that I like money too much? Or is it just a defense mechanism? Is it stemmed from financial insecurity? Is it my own strive to be self-sufficient? Because I really think that it is. It's easy to say money doesn't buy happiness, money isn't everything. If you grew up with money, if you always had things in abundance or enough of things, right? I grew up comfortable. I don't want you to look at me and feel bad for me. I will admit my privilege. I was born in Nigeria. I moved to the UK when I was 15, 16. For a lot of people, that's a privileged thing to do. For someone born in Nigeria to just pack up your shit, move to the UK, move to the US, it's seen as a really privileged thing to do. I got really lucky that my mom is a UK citizen. That's how I got my UK citizenship. That's a really difficult thing for the average Nigerian to get as well. So I have privileges that I very clearly see. I'm not like blind to them. But at the same time, everything that I have today, I've worked for, I've earned. It was not given to me. Sometimes I look around my apartment and I'm just so thankful to God, but also to myself. To myself. Just working hard to get myself here. You know, I feel like for someone who's just always been ambitious, I don't know if I was a guy, would I be told I like money too much? Or is it because I'm a woman? And as a woman, you know, it's seen as like very distasteful, maybe, like, you know, I don't know. Maybe I'm overcomplicating it and thinking about it too much. But yeah, I like money too much. I like money just enough that I know that I will not stop until I make a shit ton of it. And no, I don't want to be a billionaire, actually. I don't necessarily think it's unethical to be a billionaire, contrary to a lot of people's belief. I think you get there quicker by doing evil shit. But I digress. I don't want to be a billionaire, but I want to be a multi-millionaire. I will not stop until I never have to look at my bank account or tally up anything ever again. I want to comfortably eat whatever I want. I want to continue to get Ubers everywhere, which I will get onto my not so great money habits. But at the same time, like, I look back and think about where I've come from. Only a year ago, I packed up my shit and moved from the UK to the US. Made the decision myself to do it. I wasn't reliant on anyone's support. My parents, luckily, paid for some stuff in the apartment. They got my couch, my TV, but everything else was me. Me, Angie, that likes money too much. It's so interesting. It's like, yeah, of course I like money. Like, money has to be in the picture for all of this to happen. It's so interesting. My mom never thought, oh, how do you have the money to move to a new country without having a job lined up? It's like she just assumes that I can take care of myself. What if I can't? I was 26, I think, when I moved, very shortly after I turned 27. But I was 26. I don't know a lot of 26-year-olds that have savings enough to fund a country move, not even just any country, America. It's expensive in America. It's not cheap. I spent thousands of pounds, converted to dollars. But even from the moment I was packing up, the plane tickets, the extra luggage, the movers that I paid for to move my shit to London, because I was going from Manchester to London and flying from London. Putting the deposit down for the apartment, furnishing the apartments, because the apartments in America do not come furnished. All of these things cost money. Cost of living. I didn't have a job for the first 2 months of living in America. So the fact that she just assumed that I was fine, I don't think there was ever a conversation of, do you need some money? Will you be okay? It was just assumed that I would be fine. Why was that the assumption? Please. I think it's because you kind of know that I like money and I probably have something saved. Because I like money so much, I'm able to be self-sufficient. I'm able to take care of myself without bugging you, my parents, to take care of me. I've never wanted to do that. I've always wanted to just be independent and take care of myself. And that necessitates hustling and making my own money, making my own shit, so I'm not reliant on anyone to help me out. Freedom. I wanted to be free. I've always known that I wanted to be free from a very young age, free to do whatever I wanted. So 1 year later, I look back. Thankfully, I've been able to achieve one of my biggest financial goals, moving to America. I wanted X amount of money saved and invested. If you want me to talk about investments, I will actually make a YouTube video. This is my first dipping my toe into this finance world. I've doubted myself for ages about whether or not to talk about finances, but it's something that I care about a lot. Everyone who knows me knows that I like money, so I wonder why I've never talked about this on my socials. But I invest, I save, I invest in stocks, individual stocks and index funds as well. And it's really helped me out. The stock market is doing well right now. And every day I look at it and I'm like, woohoo, look at my money. It brings me joy. In fact, can I say this? Watching my money go up gives me more joy than shopping. I know, it's crazy. If you know me, you know how much I like to shop. I love shopping. I love buying shit. But the only thing I love more than buying shit is seeing my money go up, literally. And Mia McGrath from this podcast I watched yesterday, she said the exact same thing. And it was literally like I was looking at myself in the mirror. I've never felt so validated. And you know what? If being this way means that I become someone who is financially stable, who is a multi-millionaire, who achieves all our financial goals, who is self-sufficient, who is independent, then so be it. Yes, I like money too much, but that's not a bad thing. I'm also responsible with my money. I don't buy stupid shit. Now, do I take Ubers everywhere? Literally everywhere. I can count on my fingers the number of times I've been on the metro or the bus in the US in the past year and a half. Yeah, I'd be taking Ubers everywhere because it's convenient. That's not a smart financial decision. I'm not claiming to be the smartest person when it comes to money, but will I look for like a high-paying job? Yes. Will I look for the next Nvidia stock to invest in? Yes. Have I made the mistake of investing in AMC during the hype in 2021 or 2020 when it was at an all-time high and lost, wait for it, £10,000? Close to 10,000 pounds in the stock market, picking my individual stocks. Yes, I have. But guess what? I've been able to start all over again. When I moved to America, I really feel like I started all over again because if you know what jobs are like in the UK, the salary compared to the US, it just does not go far. What I was earning back then was pretty good living in Manchester for my age. But when I took my UK savings and investments, sold them, moved to the US, it really did not go very far. I think by the end of all my move and settling and everything, I had maybe $7,500 in total in my bank account. And I didn't have a job just yet. And I was kind of freaking out because I don't like frugality, but I'm also like responsible with money. I will rather strive, work hard, sweat, break my back to make more money than be skimped and like pinch pennies. I don't know who's ever gotten rich by skipping coffee, by not buying $6, $7, $8 coffees in the morning. No one's ever gotten rich by doing that. They've gotten rich by making more money. And I can also talk about that too. Because guess what? I've been in the US just over a year and I'm the richest I've ever been. And everything that I have saved and invested, I've made in the past year alone. And it's the most money I've ever had in my entire life. And it's because I moved to the US and got a job that pays well. So anyone who tells you, oh, don't get the Uber, get the train, oh, don't buy coffee, oh, no. It takes money to make money. You need to get the high-paying job for you to have the spare income to then invest, to then save. $2 here, what's that gonna do? You need the thousands to make money. You need the thousands. Compound interest is a thing, you know? Like when your money is like growing on top of the interest and the interest is growing and you reinvest it. That's what really makes money. And you need the income to be able to then invest. And I can talk about that. If you guys want me to talk about money, I can get into it. But yeah, it gets annoying when people are like, you're spending all your money on Ubers. That's not sustainable. I know. Let me get my license and my car and then I will stop taking Ubers. But for now, it's convenient. And I know that the $20 here, $25 here is not going to make me a millionaire. And that's exactly why I take Ubers. Guess what's going to make me a millionaire? Maybe starting a good business in the future. Maybe you guys watching my YouTube video and making me successful so I can earn more, get a second stream of income. But yeah, anyway, I say this to say, yes, I like money too much, but I don't know if that's a bad thing. Is it? I think I'm ambitious. I think that I've always been a maximizer. I've always been a go-getter. I don't see it as a bad, trait. And I was watching this YouTuber yesterday, really like enjoying what she was saying. I saw her as like someone to aspire to, even though she's younger than me. And yeah, I was like, this is like, she's making sense. I love what she's done for herself. She was able to create a job at 24, I think, because social media was making her more money than our day job. And, she's earned or made or invested over £100,000 at 25. That's incredible. You're just someone that wants to be successful. Why is that so bad? Why is money seen as like a bad thing? Like money is not evil. And I think that anyone who thinks that has the wrong mindset. It's the person with the money that does the evil shit. Yes, money can make you, get more power hungry, I guess. And the question really is, at what point does it get too much? And like I said, once I hit a financial goal that I've always wanted to hit since I moved to America, I actually reduced this tallying up of all my numbers like I used to. I've stopped checking my investments as much as I used to. So there is a limit to my insanity. I really do feel like it stems from just this goal I have of being self-sufficient and not being dependent on anyone to take care of me. So at some point it can be dangerous. I don't know. Dangerous is not even the word. Whoever died from liking money too much. You know what I mean? But yeah, I just want to say watching that video yesterday inspired me to make this one and tell someone else out there, you're not crazy. Even if you like money too much, even if they've called you money obsessed, so what? It just means you actually are going to be successful, because if I'm dedicating so much of my time and mental space to be better, make more money, be more successful, guess what? I will be more successful, because that's where my energy and my thought and my mental space is going. And other parts of my life are balanced as well. I have friends that I see. I have my boyfriend that I spend time with. I have family that I spend time with. So really, who is this hurting? Who is this money obsession hurting? Nobody. I'm not stepping over anyone else's stones to get to the top. Girl, be money hungry. Make that money. Because you only live once. Why do you want to live a life of mediocrity when you can live up here at the top? Live like the top 1%. That's what I want. I want to build generational wealth. I always say this year, I want to be that, mom where my kid would get bullied because I'm rich. That is the level of richness I want to be. I know it sounds silly. I want my kids' friends at school to say to them, you're just lucky your parents are rich, okay? Go away. I'm like, girl, high five. That's what I want. Anyway, now I'm chatting shit. I don't even know if this video made any sense, but if you can relate to me, if you're someone who also is obsessively thinking about how to be more successful, what can I start? What business can I do? What can I do to maximize my income? We're in this together. Anyway, that's it. Let me know what you want to see next in this finance world. I might talk about my savings, how I save, invest, what I invest in, maybe. We'll see. Anyway, thank you guys so much for listening. My name is Angie, and I'll see you again in my next video. Bye-bye.